The stock market has been making massive downsides the last couple of weeks. Yet, despite this, I still have a shopping list of companies I want to buy. There are three companies in specific. But before I share that, I also want to mention why I believe the stock market has been going down big time. And it has to do with two main reasons. The first thing I believe is because of all these IPOs that's going to be coming online. There's going to be a lot more supply because of SpaceX IPO, Anthropic IPO, and OpenAI IPO. Those three companies are going to demand so much capital out of the stock market that my fear is that people are selling out of their stocks, their current existing stocks, so they could buy into these newer IPOs. Now, the second reason I believe has to do with the inflation report, because during this whole time, the market has been pricing in for maybe a rate cut. But at this moment in time, when the CPI report is past 4%, and our goal is at a 2% inflation, that's a big problem, you guys. And as a result, this idea about a rate cut is very not likely, and in fact, it may actually be a rate increase because the inflation is just getting out of control. Now, the three companies that I have in mind that I want to go ahead and buy, my very first company is Microsoft. Microsoft recently went to 450, but is now going back to $400 per share price point. And the reason why I still like this stock, despite the performance has not been so well this year, is based on their performance. Every single time they report quarterly earnings, I like it. The company is making more money. The company is growing their revenues compared to the previous quarter. And I like that type of growth. My whole belief when it comes to this AI trade is that I believe Copilot is going to be one of the big players there because of the distribution advantage that Microsoft has. A lot of companies are going to have big issues with either one, distributing their AI, or the second thing is their AI costs way too much. But because Microsoft is going to be going ahead and using their own cloud servicing, and Microsoft is going to be able to bundle in Copilot into Office 365, I think that's going to be a huge, huge win because the biggest selling point that Microsoft can make right now is, hey, instead of you guys paying for Anthropic or Google Gemini, we'll give you Copilot for free. And oh, by the way, next year the overall price of the bundle just goes ahead, it increases. And this type of bundling power that Microsoft has, I really love that business model and something that I believe can be sustainable over time. They can just add on new products over time or make improvements and then overall increase the bundle of the whole package. Now, I have actually seen this before when it comes to Microsoft Teams, right? Where Slack was a better product, yet because Teams was bundled into Office 365 and Teams was given to clients for free, it seemed like such a no-brainer call for their customers. But then what ended up happening is after some time, they just went ahead and increased the overall cost of the bundle so that it ended up being that client were paying for Microsoft Teams. I believe a similar thing will happen with Copilot, and I think that Microsoft's trading around a 22 PE ratio is extremely undervalued. So that's one of the companies in my buy list. The second company that I've been thinking of buying is a company called ServiceNow. Now, the issue is not many investors are aware of what ServiceNow does. I have another video in my playlist where I actually made a video about what ServiceNow does and why I was wrong on ServiceNow. What's so amazing about ServiceNow, to give you a very simple explanation, is that ServiceNow, there's so many companies out there that have so many different systems, a lot of big corporate America, and those systems don't talk to each other. But what ServiceNow has done is created a simple platform for all of those systems to talk to each other. Their bread and butter is when it comes to IT tickets. IT servicing, oh my goodness, before ServiceNow and after ServiceNow, this is something I use at work personally. It has been a game changer. Instead of taking 15 minutes to make an IT ticket and try to find out who can help me fix the IT ticket, it is so easy with ServiceNow where I know exactly who is working on the ticket and I can make the IT ticket myself. Now, this is not just an IT ticket company. What's impressive about ServiceNow is their client retention rate, because their client retention rate is at a 98%. Now, what this tells me is that it tells me that this is a monopoly type of company, that as long as they get more customers, they'll be able to go ahead and resign them. So it's those type of monopolistic companies. I really, really love them. And it's one of the reasons why I'm willing to pay a premium for it, because the valuation that ServiceNow trades at is pretty darn high. Yet it's very hard for clients to go ahead and get out of ServiceNow, not because they want to, it's because if a corporation was to leave out of ServiceNow, their business just becomes a lot more less efficient. It's like trying to run a business without Microsoft Office 365. I guess you can do it. It's just extremely, extremely hard. The third company that I have been thinking about is Robinhood. And Robinhood has to do a lot with two main things on why I want to buy it. The very first thing is the Trump accounts. And for people that are not familiar with Trump accounts, it's essentially government accounts that's going to be given to young adults, well, babies actually, that's born in the United States from 2025 to 2028 who are US citizens. And they're going to be given $1,000, which Robinhood will be managing all those assets in an ETF. Now, that part to me is not the most important part. What's most important is all the data that Robinhood is going to have on those clients, on all those kids that's born in the US. You telling me Robinhood is going to be the one that's going to be taking care of it? Their social security, their mailing address, their names. Not only that, their parents as well. Robinhood will have all those information. And it's one of those things where when I think about Trump accounts, it reminds me of the Costco business model, where there's so many banks that want to be the primary credit card issuer of Costco. And it's because, for example, right now it's a city Costco card. A lot of those city Costco card holders, when they go ahead and make a payment at City, some of them actually end up being clients, because every single month when they go ahead and make payment on their City credit cards, that's another opportunity for City to make those Costco customers into City clients. And I think the same thing will happen when it comes to Robinhood Trump accounts, is that those clients who have been using Trump accounts, they're going to realize that, hey, I already have an account here at Robinhood. Might as well open my banking here. Oh, might as well get the credit card. Might as well go ahead and expand my relationship with Robinhood. That's one of the play. The second aspect is with agentic AI trading. And I think this is so freaking cool, because right now, a lot of investors, the way me and you guys buy stocks is by us literally pressing the buttons and manually buying it ourselves. But imagine where you put a prompt into your AI, and all of a sudden the AI is the one that does the buying and selling of companies. I just think that's so freaking cool. And it's gonna be not as a tool to make investors better, not initially at least. I don't believe so. But the way I think it's going to be most useful is as a marketing tool, where a lot of new investors who don't bank or who don't have a brokerage account with Robinhood, they're gonna want to try this out. They're gonna want to see, hey, how is it like to have an AI invest on my behalf? And I think it's one of those reasons why it's going to create more customer base for Robinhood, all because of all these marketing tools that they have been doing.